Welcome back to Headliners. I'm Nick Dixon, still here with Leo Kearse and Cressida Wetton. And let's get straight into it with the Telegraph. And great news for people who never want to buy a house, Leo.
Yeah, so Nationwide will raise rates on its fixed-rate mortgages on Friday for the third time in 3 weeks as lenders scramble to keep up with rising wholesale borrowing costs. So, yeah, mortgage rates are going up. And I know you've just sold a house and you're looking to buy a house.
I had a quarter of a flat. And,
that's how it is in London.
Yeah,
People don't even own, like, a house. They own, like, a bit of a house.
I just had the toilet and I just lived in there. But, yeah, I've decided I'm going to have to move out of London because I can't live in... Rents in my area now, I found out, are $2,000 per month and they don't even have any. You call up and, like, £2,000 per month, mate, plus we don't have any because the supply and demand's gone mad. And also, they want you to sign up for 2-year commitments and things. I'm like, bro, that's like buying. Why would I sign up for 2 years renting? The whole point is I can leave town if I want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, if you do want to buy, it's going to be much more expensive because of the rates are almost up at... mortgage rates are almost up at 6%, which will cost a buyer taking out a £200,000 loan an extra £70 a month. But, of course, this is the UK, so nobody takes out a £200,000 loan to buy a house. They take out a £5 million loan. But, yeah, and also the government is kind of stuck because it can't bail people out like it did in the last financial crisis with quantitative easing because...
It doesn't work.
It did it too much, and now there's hyperinflation. So that's not going to work. And also, as you say, rents are going up because landlords are selling their stock because of high taxes. So everybody is absolutely scuppered.
I had a look at Martin Lewis's website because I thought, well, he's the expert, isn't he? And his advice, I'm not kidding, was to make sure if you're going for a mortgage, have 60% loan to value. So
what does that mean?
It means you've got to have a 40% deposit. That's his best advice.
Have loads of money in your bank.
Have loads of money and you'll get a lower rate.
Have worked harder in your 20s. That's the advice.
Here's another thing I did. I looked at properties in places that aren't London, and that does help.
Right.
You can buy a whole flat in Durham for 50 grand, which always confuses me because Durham looks lovely. I don't know why it's cheap.
Yeah, no,
just because it's...
the North East is beautiful. I mean, that's the thing. The rest of the UK is beautiful, and London is a horrible place.
But I have to do it. Well, this job, basically. It finishes at 12, so you've got to be able to go. I'm basically going to have to pick one of the awful commuter towns, like the least awful one. No offence to people who live in all those places. But anyway, London is forcing us out of it. But there's also this issue. I mean, 120,000 people are coming off fixed-rate mortgages, and so they're having to now remortgage. And they're going, oh, it's radically higher than when because that was to get inflation down, but now we seem to have high interest rates and inflation. I'm no expert, but did it work? I mean, it doesn't seem to...
Well, I mean, the good thing from your point of view is, you know, some of those people might be unable to keep up the mortgage payments, so they'll become homeless, and then you can possibly buy their flat.
And they're desperately trying to sell.
Yeah, or you could buy a quarter of their flat, or whatever people do these days.
Yeah, a quarter. It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, is that everything on that? Anything to add, Cressida? You live on a boat, so obviously you're desperate to live on dry land and just... You're saying, like, oh, I'll only live in London. Surely for you, any land is a bonus.
No, I like London. Look, I like London so much that I'm prepared to live without conventional domestic plumbing in order to stay here. I think I've demonstrated how much I love London.
You say you like London, but you sort of live out on the sea. You could be anywhere.
I live on the sea. I live on the canal.
Can you gamble at any time because there's no law?
Oh, and have pirate... No, there's laws of the canal. We're largely subject to the same rules as you.
Right. It's quite funny that you are desperate to live in London, but you're actually on the water. You could be anywhere, really. But anyway, I'll stop making those jokes. Soon I'll have to, because when you buy, that's a whole strain of my comedy over. Can you develop something else funny about your life, and I can use that? Thank you. All right.